Hello internets, my name is Matt and this is the year of the kilt and we are in week 30 and nothing interesting happened this week. I was waiting for a thing to happen, I don't know what, so that I could make a video about it and we could have a fun video together, and instead nothing happened this week and it's already Friday. The only interesting thing that happened this week is that I ran out of kilts to wear. It's been hot and sweaty and muggy and humid. And usually I can get a couple of days out of a kilt, like 2 or 3 days. And this week, I couldn't bring myself to do it. I had to, like, put them in the laundry, and I wasn't doing laundry this week because I'm not motivated. So all my kilts are dirty and gross, which means the old workman's is out of retirement for the day. And it also means that, oh shucks, I have to buy a new kilt. So we'll get there in a couple weeks, probably. But because nothing happened in kilt land, except I wore a kilt every day, which is so commonplace that we won't even bother talking about it. Oh, you know what? That's not really true. I went to a wedding. And I wore the kilt to a wedding. Pretty casual, nothing like crazy, no flashes, just the socks, the kilt, shirt, vest. I did wear the kilt belt, and oh my God, they're so impractical. Who would wear a kilt belt on purpose? They are huge. And they're not really even belts. They don't do a very good job of holding anything up. Like a belt that you can cinch, you know, like this ugly looking thing. Is that even on there? There's a belt down there somewhere. Okay, like, you can tighten that up, you know, really pull it tight. But the kilt belts with the Velcro and stuff, like, what is it? I don't get it. I wore it. I'm gonna wear it for my wedding. And I wear it for other various occasions, and I just can't get over how non-useful it is. Maybe I just need to get, like, bigger things to put on my belt. Or maybe I shouldn't use the belt to hold anything. But they're huge, and my life, you know, that I carry on my belt, Leathermans and things, don't fit, and you just can't, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of kilt belts, I'll just say that. And this wedding was, like, a huge reinforcement, like, giant belt buckle, don't need it. Humongous belt, don't need it. Especially when you can't even pull it real tight. Anyway, kilt belt rant over. I went to a wedding. It was great. I was a photographer for the wedding, and we had a good time. And I got kind of the usual number of comments about the kilt, and nothing really spectacular happened. So because nothing's been happening in kilt land, except that I went to a wedding, which is not all that unusual, I was going to talk about my EDC, which is my everyday carry. There's this thing on the internet and in the world, and people who like to be prepared. There's a specific set of things that you carry every day. And if you're in an office, you know, in Wall Street, you probably carry a pen and a checkbook and a calculator and whatever. And I live in sort of a semi-rural Arizona Wild West sort of town. And so what I carry probably includes more weapons than the average person. And it's not that I feel like I am going to need them. It's that I'd rather have them and not need them than need them and not have them. Especially when you hear about all these school shootings and blah, 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 blah. I don't think I'm paranoid. I just think that that's the way that I choose to live my life. And if you don't like it, then you are welcome to fuck off. But if you do like it and you do want to see my EDC, that's what we're going over today. So every day, these are the things that I carry on my person. That is the regular stuff that lives either on my wrists, hands, pockets, whatever. So everybody sort of, you know, I would expect keys, wallet, watch. Standard, right? I also have a pen. I think everybody should always carry a pen. I don't understand why people don't, and I don't understand, like, some days I'll forget one or I'll leave one at work or whatever, and it drives me nuts not to have a pen, so I like to have a pen. I also have just a regular folding pocket knife. Often I will carry a fixed blade knife that is much, much, much larger, but less and less these days. I've been carrying it because, I don't know, I used to not trust folding knives, and now I don't mind them. So I carry, right now I'm carrying a Leatherman, and I'll switch off. I own a bunch of them. And then this is another Leatherman tool. This has got the pliers, the wire cutters, the strippers. This one's got some really fun tools on it. You know, you gotta have a knife, but not everybody carries a seatbelt cutter with them. You know, it's like, I'm not sure that I'll ever need that, but a seatbelt cutter is really, really good for killing zip ties. So if you like open packages and stuff, they have zip ties on them, seatbelt cutter works great for that. And, you know, it's got the pliers and all that stuff too. So I always like a Leatherman. Never know when you might need one. I also carry another Leatherman tool. I guess I'm a Leatherman-centric sort of person. This is their new bracelet. It's called the Tread. And each link is 3 tools. And I haven't really found an excuse to use most of the tools yet, especially when I carry a full-size Leatherman. But I wear this 24/7. Like, this is the first time I've taken it off since I got it a couple weeks ago. And, you know, unless I'm using it, it's cool. I like it. So I carry the Tread also. It's got a bottle opener and a screwdrivers and, you know, all kinds of fun stuff on it. Then I also like to carry a length of paracord. This is like 2.5 feet or something of paracord, which is super versatile. And of course a thumb drive, which I actually use as a clasp. And I wear this next to this on my wrist as a bracelet. So that works. And then of course a Glock. This is a Glock 19 chambered in 9mm. I don't generally carry extra magazines on my belt. I do keep them in my bag, so it's, you know, within relatively easy reach. But this is 15 plus 1 9mm rounds, and then a little maglite flashlight. I have a couple other different kinds of flashlights. This is just like the little sort of pen one, and I don't know, I like them. They're good. So that's the stuff that I always have, unless I'm out drinking, and then I get rid of the gun. Other than that, I've always got this stuff. And then in my bag, I carry this little, like, smaller tote thing. I don't know what you would call this. And it's full of stuff that I might need, you know, for an extended sort of stay. So, headlight and extra batteries, eating tool, electrolytes, rum, you never know, hygiene tools, some drugs. These are little zinc lozenges. I'm a huge believer in zinc. If you've got, you know, a weak immune system, or for whatever reason, maybe you get sick a lot, or you're starting to feel sick, I'll pop a zinc or two. Usually just like the one lozenge will get you through the day, and then I'll take a big zinc hit at the end of the day. Huge believer in zinc. But yeah, these little guys, you know, this lives in my bag with the rest of my stuff, my computer, my, you know, whatever. I carry some extra, like, trail bars and stuff in my bag. And then this stuff lives on me all the time. And it fits great in the kilt. And, you know, with these kilts that have pockets, it's fine. With the kilts that don't have pockets, I generally try and keep most of it on the belt. But I can't do that with a kilt belt, so I end up wearing my regular, normal, skinny belt. It's not skinny, it's a regular belt. It's just not as crazy and thick as a kilt belt. Because with the kilt belt, you can't carry... You can still get a gun on a kilt belt. You can't get your Leatherman, can't get your pocket knife, can't get your flashlight. All this stuff that just doesn't fit. It's kind of a pain. And it doesn't really fit in a sporran with your wallet and your phone. Of course, you gotta have a smartphone everywhere you go. So yeah. Anyway, that's my everyday carry. There's some more stuff that lives in the bag that is not as important. This is stuff that I either use or always want to have. I use everything except the gun, like, all the time. And the gun I hope to never have to use. But I do train with it, and I'm prepared to use it if I have to. And again, I live in Arizona. Your probably everyday carry is different. But, you know, things that I don't really carry with a kilt are like a kilt pin. I don't care about that. I don't usually wear a sporran unless I'm in a tartan kilt. But for those of you that have been wearing kilts longer than I have, or that are really new to wearing kilts, I'm curious, what are things that you always have with you? You know, do you always carry a pocket knife? Do you always carry thread and needle? I don't know. Just curious. So that's what we're talking about. That's what I'm experiencing in my life. And nothing real big going on until next week. I might take the boat out this weekend. That'd be good. But yeah, we'll check in with you guys next week sometime. And until then, I am Matt, and this is the Year of the Kilt. See ya.